This is not a yacht. It's a 194-meter floating city worth over $500 million. And it's not even the biggest one being built right now. By the time you finish this video, you'll understand why billionaires don't just buy yachts anymore. They buy entire ecosystems. For over a decade, one yacht held the crown as the longest private vessel on Earth. A ZOM, 180 meters, built for the ruling family of the UAE. But that record is about to fall. A new vessel, REV Ocean, is set to take the title in 2026, not just as a symbol of luxury, but as something the yachting world has never really seen before. A superyacht built as much for science as for status. So what does it actually take to build and live on something this size? Let's put the scale in perspective. At 194.9 meters, REV Ocean is longer than 2 Airbus A380s parked nose to tail. Her gross tonnage, 19,235 gross tons, is a measure of enclosed volume, not weight, and it means she has more interior space than most boutique hotels. She's being built at the Vard shipyard in Norway, with naval architecture from Espen Oriano, the same designer behind some of the most ambitious yachts on the water today. Construction alone has taken more than 8 years. And she isn't traveling light. She's expected to carry a crew of 54 and accommodate 36 guests across 18 staterooms. Step inside and the word yacht stops making sense. There's a full wellness and medical facility on board. Not just a first aid room, but real diagnostic and treatment capability. Because when you're weeks from the nearest hospital, you bring the hospital with you. There's a beach club, multiple lounges, and living spaces designed less like a boat and more like a private members club that happens to float. On the top deck, a helicopter landing pad. Standard for vessels at this scale. Because when your yacht is this big, waiting for a marina slip simply isn't how you arrive. Here's what makes REV Ocean different from almost every other superyacht in this class. It wasn't just built to impress. It was built to research the ocean. The vessel is designed around hybrid diesel-electric propulsion, capable of running fully electric at low speeds, quiet enough not to disturb marine life during data collection. On board, real scientific laboratories, environmental monitoring systems, and equipment built for climate and fisheries research. And like several yachts in this size class, she's expected to carry deployable submersibles and support craft, turning the lower deck into something closer to a research vessel's launch bay than a garage. Most superyachts this size exist purely as private residences. The bigger the boat, the bigger the statement. REV Ocean flips that script. Commissioned by Norwegian billionaire Kjell Inge Røkke, she was conceived from day one as a non-profit research platform that also happens to be one of the most advanced private vessels ever built. In other words, the world's next largest yacht might also become one of the most important ocean science vessels on the planet, funded by exactly the kind of wealth that usually just buys another pool deck. So what does owning something like this actually cost, even after you write the check for $500 million? In the yachting industry, there's a well-known rule of thumb. Maintaining a superyacht costs roughly 10% of its build price every single year. For a vessel like REV Ocean, that's tens of millions of dollars annually, just for fuel, insurance, dockage, and a crew of 54 professionals who live on board year-round. That's before a single guest ever steps on deck. Owning a yacht at this scale isn't really about buying a boat. It's about signing up for a permanent, multi-million-dollar-a-year commitment, one most billionaires only take on once. REV Ocean is expected to be delivered by the end of 2026, and when she is, the record books will need a rewrite. If you want to see what's actually inside the current record holder, a ZOM, that's coming in our next video. Subscribe so you don't miss it.